Nate, why are computers so expensive right now?
AI.
What did they do to make my computer more expensive?
So what has happened here toward mid to late 2025 was this huge movement towards AI data centers.
Hmm.
And when you build out data centers, you need a lot of chips.
Okay.
And so a couple of chip manufacturers just totally decided they're not selling to the consumer market anymore. And they're only selling to AI data centers.
Why would they do that? That doesn't even make sense.
Money,
Just money.
straight up money. And it's all the little chips and things that go into literally everything today.
Yeah.
Everything has a chip in it. I mean, I've got light bulbs that have chips in them now. I mean, everything takes a chip.
What are what do we do to combat the prices of this? Like, is there anything to do? What power do we have left?
I think it's just the capitalistic market, and we're just going to have to really chill for a moment right now. I mean, this is nothing really new. I think what is happening is the aftermarket, which I've known this and been talking about it for a couple of years. That aftermarket is going to happen. So if you've got an old computer or PC laying around, it is not the moment to throw it into a landfill.
Gotcha.
You
Yeah.
know, this is a recycling conversation.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, I've literally gone through every old device that I have and pulled every available chip and hard drive out of it, and I am hoarding it, not only for my clients, but just for internal use now because I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get the next hard drive. I
Right.
mean, something that was $50 6 months ago could be somewhere around $700 right now. That
Yeah.
is the inflationary of it. And it's not tariffs, it's not anything other than the fact that there is just so much demand and not enough supply in the marketplace.
Right. How do you think that's going to affect and shape the coming years of technology?
I think that consumer tech has advanced so quickly in the last 2 decades. Like, 20 years ago, there wasn't smartphones.
Right.
And now everybody has one in their pocket. And everybody gets a new smartphone every year.
Yeah.
That's done. Like, if you've got a smartphone right now, you're probably going to keep that for longer.
Yeah.
I think people are going to have to buy better quality stuff
Yeah.
to make it last longer. People threw away cars a lot faster. All of our cars have chips in it. All of our personal computers have chips in it. Cell phones. It was all throwaway. It's going to produce, I think, long term, a less throwaway economy for electronics.
Right.
But we're also going to be restricted on tech for a while. Like where we're at right now is where we're going to be for a little while. Like it's not going to advance as quickly as
Yeah.
consumer tech really has because of all of the markets being sucked up by these data centers. But it's going to be a little bit like about a decade and a half ago. Oil and gas was just massive in the Midwest. Like we were going to do these fracking wells, we're going to build all these pipelines and everything, and they invested billions of dollars into it. And it was going to be the next big thing. We're going to make all this money, and it was there for about 5 years. They built the infrastructure, and all these people had these jobs. Well, the jobs were building infrastructure.
Right. Yeah.
So once you build the infrastructure, it takes way less people. So a job that had 1,000 people building on it, it takes 2 guys to maintain it now.
Right.
That's it.
Do you feel like that topic has been brought up a lot? The AI bubble. Do you think that's something we'll experience come the future?
We're going to build a ton of data centers.
Yeah.
And one of the massive issues right now is not only lead time and getting access to chips just for the data centers if you're building a data center, but backup generated power is also another issue too. It's a big draw on the grid.
Yeah.
Huge draw on the grid, and that's a huge problem that I don't even know if like even the richest billionaires on the planet have the solution to what the draw is and how are we going to power all of this. And we talk about the water it's going to take to cool all this and municipal water supplies, and There's not a solution to that. But when we look at that, as we try to start solving these issues over time, and it'll right itself with that. There's going to be a ton of jobs because of this to build the infrastructure. And then it's going to be a lot less jobs to maintain the infrastructure.
Absolutely.
And we'll move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I'm curious, what are your thoughts? I know, I can't remember which CEO, but one of the AI CEOs recently said that we're still figuring out how to monetize AI. What do you think that's like? Because, I'm curious about that, or your thoughts around that.
Well, I think let's go back to early internet age. I can make a website. Why? How are we going to monetize that?
Yeah.
But you look at it now, and it's like funny because it's like, well, we're going to have an online store. Everybody's going to have an online store. Everybody's going to have a website. But if you go back to the early 90s, they had no idea how they were going to monetize this thing.
Right.
They could send emails. Well, how am I going to make money doing email? Now everybody emails. Or how am I going to make money sending text messages? Well, everybody texts and things like that. So they're going to find a way to monetize that. They've dumped a bunch of money into it. There is definitely a monetization engine there, and we're starting to see it. I think, might be wrong. I think Sam Altman's the one who said that, the CEO of OpenAI, which I think is kind of short-sighted on his part. But like Anthropic, who owns Claude AI and Base 44, which we're seeing a lot of that, they're monetizing. Yeah. They're making a ton of money right now. They've already figured it out, and if they aren't getting, if OpenAI or Google or any one of these aren't figuring out what Anthropic has figured out, I mean, it's just making us more efficient as people.
Yeah.
It's not really necessarily replacing jobs. It's just making people more efficient with it. There's just a lot of things that you can do with AI that would have taken so many more man hours with that.
What's your biggest AI accomplishment?
I have been able to build a whole app.
Oh, okay, yeah.
From AI without having to hire a developer to do that for me. 3 years ago, it would have cost me $20,000 to pay somebody to do that. And I still had I had to pay Anthropic for the use of their platform to do that, but I did it for $500. Gotcha. That is such an easier entry for me than anything else. Business. Exactly.
Yeah.
But let's look at this too. It's more of an economic question with technology as well. I really think wages got so out of control expensive for small companies.
Yeah.
And I believe in paying people what they're worth. But for a small company to say everybody working here is making 6 figures in a small Midwest town, that's crazy money. Yeah. And now then to pay, let's say you have 10 employees and everybody makes, around $100,000. Just my wages are close to $1 million a year.
Yeah.
And I have to somehow get the market to pay that. The numbers are really hard to grow there. And what a lot of companies are going to is say, if I could bring that down to, okay, I'm going to only have 8 or 6 employees do the same work that 10 employees did a decade ago because AI.
Yeah.
Now I can actually see a little bit of profit there with it. And it's kind of righting the economy a little bit. It's more of a response to inflation. The inflation's going to happen, and really the only way to do it is make people more efficient.
Right.
So there's a lot of things kind of at play in the marketplace there of trying to make it more and more efficient for it. And also just what do we really value?
Yeah.
What do you think we really value when it comes to tech? Do we really even always need the tech?
Yeah, I believe most of all platforms like Google, Microsoft Edge, those browsing platforms, they have an AI element into them. I don't use mine. What is it making it better? And I think we've had the conversation internally, the systems are taking more processing power from our devices.
Well, when you talk about search specifically, search is AI driven now.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense for AI driven search. So let's say when we first started Googling things, it was restaurants near me.
Right.
Well, now the AI can say, okay, well, Roman likes, what do you like?
Mexican.
Roman likes Mexican. It's now knows you like Mexican. It may even know that, there's also different types of Mexican food. It might not be, Roman really likes low grade Taco Bell Mexican stuff. We know that.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to prioritize that for him, but also going to have a conversation with you about what are you really feeling about right now.
Yeah.
But also taking a lot of that other data and ingesting, like, hey, Roman, remember, you really want to be eating healthy right now.
Yeah.
And Taco Bell may not be the best option for you today. I could recommend a better quality of Mexican food that matches your diet that you want to be on, but also helping with your craving today.
Yeah.
And kind of measuring those. I think that's the value that AI can bring to it. And it also makes the search a little bit more efficient for you, because you can be like, Mexican food near me. Well, I really don't want Taco Bell. I really want this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it more efficient and get you to the result a lot faster of what you want with that. Very, very minor example of that. But we can get really, really deep and granular with that as the model gets to know you as an individual.
That makes sense.
I think the other question you asked is about the computing power
Yeah.
with that. I think that when we talk about personal consumer computing power, in the next decade, the value of the device that we have is going to be much more important. I think it's going to be just as important as a purchase of a car.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
When you go and buy a car, do you expect to have that car for a year?
No. Yeah. I'm going to keep my car for 10 years.
Exactly. You want it. You're buying. You're investing in a thing or a house. Like, we're not just going to throw this thing away. Like, it's an important piece. So we're going to be buying a much higher quality device that's going to be with us for a while. And it is just really pushing back on the manufacturers and the software, saying we need to make sure that we have a technology that's going to kind of supersede all of that. It's not just a throwaway.
Yeah.
With that, we saw that a lot with like the cheap like Amazon tablets or the Google Chromebooks, and they kind of like really leaned into that throwaway culture. That world's kind of done at this point.
Yeah.
We really need to get something that kind of will work on every platform. It's going to give us a better quality. It's like buying a car for somebody. You may be buying a computer that's $10,000 in a decade, but you're going to buy that thing for a while. Yeah. And it's going to affect like finance. Like, people are going to finance personal computers.
That's crazy.
In 10 years.
Yeah.
Because of the cost that it is, but it's going to be an investment.
Yeah.
And it's going to have real asset value assigned to it now. Like, this is an asset that I can resell. This is like a house or a car. Like, it's going to have value, and that aftermarket is going to become really, really important. So I talk about even the aftermarket now. Like, you're really going to be say, I can go buy a computer with real aftermarket value. I mean, a computer that I would say that I could have sold for $300 last summer, the value on that's probably $700 to $800 now.
Yeah.
Just because the rarity of it.
Yep.
It's a lot harder, and it's just really inflated that cost. But now we can really say, I want to talk to a professional and really understand what am I buying when I do this, because I'm not buying throwaway devices anymore. It's not just a piece of junk that I'm just going to pitch later. Like, I need this thing to last for a very long time. If you're talking about the American economy, it's going to bring American manufacturing back even more.
You think so?
Not to get into too much of a political thing, I'm always very excited about American manufacturing, American jobs, no matter what. I think this is going to drive American manufacturing more than ever. Because not only from a security standpoint, we want to know who's actually manufacturing stuff, who cares about the security of the things that we have.
Yeah.
The federal regulations that are coming with manufacturing, especially chip manufacturing, and knowing that we are actually securing the things that we're making. but the quality of the things that are there. So if I'm going to go buy a computer that's $10,000 or $20,000, that's going to be my personal computer that's there. It needs to be quality. It needs to be something that's easy to warranty. I'm going to have a warranty repair center that's local to me to take
Right.
that to. I can't have that manufactured in Taiwan anymore.
Right. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. What do you think you're most excited about when it comes to technology coming or that you've seen or coming up right now?
I really think it's like the automation of everything. I'm going to ask that question one more time.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Ask that question again.
What are you most excited about right now when it comes to technology and things up and coming? What's new?
I really think it's the automation of everything. I'm even looking in my personal life, like, how can technology make me better or give me more time back?
Yeah.
Right now, as I look towards summer of 26, I need a new lawnmower.
Yeah.
Okay, I've made the decision. I'm buying a robot lawnmower. Here's
Oh, you
why.
are?
Well, here's why. I spend an hour, 2 hours a week mowing the grass. And I was always like, that's what Dad does, is he mows the grass. And now
Yeah.
I'm asking the question of why.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a cool thing. And I've really resisted the cool thing of the cool mower, that had the robot mower, because he's the tech guy. I think a lot of people are going to ask the question of, why am I going to go spend 2 hours with this when a machine can do that and I can spend more time with my kids?
That's true. Yeah.
So there's still yard work.
Mm-hmm.
But as that, we've even seen like the Roomba advance. We have Roombas a Roomba that sweeps the bottom floor of my house.
Yeah.
Every day. It's a fantastic invention. I have to go get the corners and things like that, but that's something that I don't have to do every day. That's once a month, hit the corners, clean the closets, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing the advancement of that Roomba is now it picks things up on the floor and puts it, and it collects it in a certain spot to say, here's the stuff I found. Now you can go put that clutter away.
Cool.
Just things like that. It's making us more efficient with that. So we feel like we have less and less and less time because we had to do all these things. But it's putting more of a value on what are the things that we have, and do we really need to do these things? Because I feel like the mowers got so cheap. For instance, we were just buying new mowers all the time. Well, that's insane. Mowers are $5,000 for a decent riding mower right now. Why? If I go out and bought a $1,200 or $1,500, Roomba mower or whatever you want to call it, and it doesn't take any more time out of my day except for the setup and the programming of it, and it lasts for a very long time, that is something I'm very excited about doing.
Yeah.
Not something that's going to create more work in my life. And who really cares if I've got all this cool lawn equipment and keeping up with the Joneses and stuff? Like I want the lawn to be nice.
Yes, the job will be finished by your new lawnmower and Roomba.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
Yeah, what about you? What are you most excited about with new tech?
I'm super interested to see where VR goes. I know right now, VR still makes me not feel good. I get motion sickness whenever I use it, so I can't use it for super long. But I do think with Oculus, I think they're going to be doing some really cool stuff in the future. I know you guys are getting into it.
Yeah, we're getting into Oculus. I think it's a lot of fun. It's just definitely like the new tech, and that's a lot of fun with that. I think it's just kind of like broadening the world with that as well. So it's fun. I'm not sure. I think VR is going to really shape engineering in the future. Okay. I think it's going to shape architecture. I'm seeing a lot of VR architectural programs out there. I've worked with some engineers, and as I work with that, I think that's really neat what they're able to do with that. You're able to go in and spatially see the room. With that, I think as VR technology advances, though, and we're still such an early iteration of like self-driving cars.
Yeah.
You know, I wish we had like flying cars, but I think self-driving cars is going to be the first thing that will kind of work, and then you can get into that flying car type of situation. But think about like people want to drink their alcohol and they want to take their THC. Like in Ohio, at least, THC is very, very legal. And whether you agree or disagree, I think it's here. Mm-hmm. It's happened. You know, there's a ton of money to make on it. And if there's money to be made, it's going to happen. People have wanted this for years and stuff. So how do we respond to that?
Right.
Well, I don't want people driving down the road killing people on substances. Self-driving cars. You know, we've had the devices where you had to breathe into if you had a DUI that you have to, you know, blow clean to be able to drive. What if that's just something that everybody does now? You know, you can't control this vehicle unless you're sober, and it's going to drive. And whether you like it or not, in a safe manner, and get somebody home. And the law is always like the last thing to be updated.
Right.
Like it's going to take like 30 years for the law to catch up on that. But that's like such a futuristic thing. But I think it's a reality that's really going to come. That like maybe the senseless DUI deaths can go away.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm most excited about self-driving cars because I don't want to drive anymore.
It's fatiguing, isn't it?
Anymore. I would much rather, if I have a 30-minute commute, I'd much rather like sit and look at my emails and like go through, like get ready for my day rather than focus on the road and like, you know,
It's inefficient as a business person.
Yeah. Right.
And I have to go drive 3 hours to go see a client. Like I want to come see the client, don't get me wrong. And, you know, we want the face-to-face contact. But now I had to go drive 3 hours. I'm exhausted when I get there. Right. Now I have to do the whole thing and check into the hotel. And it's, you know, anytime I have to do a cross-country road trip, like I have like 2 days to do it. And it's exhausting. Yeah. Couldn't I just have a self-driving car do it?
Yeah.
That's just the way I think it's going with that. It's very futuristic. I mean, this is probably 100 years from now conversation type of thing.
Well, I don't know. Things are moving really fast.
Not with chips. You know, chips, the AI is slowing down. But we're going to need these data centers to really operate what is coming. Like, we can't do it without these massive data centers that are coming. And as much, you know, whether your politics are anything, it's here. It says what's going to have to happen to really run the new world that we're entering. And, you know, I think we're going to figure out the water thing, and we're going to figure out the power supply thing with that as well. And I think it's good that we have the conversation around the people who just question everything and what's the right way of doing that. I think that's important, but it is here. And regardless of what the politics are, how we handle the natural resources, it's very, very important that we have those conversations to make sure we're thinking about it and we aren't dumping chemicals back into our waterways and stuff, because we still have to be human and we still have to survive. But on the other hand, like, we absolutely, this is what's happening, and it really is what has to happen, unless you want to go back to, like, you know, dark ages, like smallpox era. Like, I don't want that.
What would you say to someone who's like struggling to accept the new world that is coming? What like advice or thoughts you'd maybe have to share with them?
I mean, I think that's really hard, because I do get a lot of like the pushback on it. I think you're gonna have to. I think the benefits outweigh a lot of it. Probably gonna get nailed on that, but I think the benefits really outlay that. But if you really take the time, they probably get to know me and what's behind that. Like, I'm not just like push to push.
Right.
But we will always have those pushers. You know, the Carnegies of the early 1900s are the Elon Musks and the Bezos of today. And they are going to push this because they are the pioneers, are the ones that push it. And people love to hate them, and they do, but they really do shape what is happening in the future with that. I think it's for the common folk like us to stop and question and say, is this the right thing? Is this the right thing for us? How can we protect that? How can we legislate to make sure that we protect our waterways? Like, don't stop trying to do the right thing, but the thing is going to happen. and the rich billionaire is always the one that's going to push it.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really. They're always going to push us to the next generation, and we're going to figure it out. I mean, nobody's ever going to say now, like, maybe we should go back to horse and carriages.
For sure. Yeah, I think, yeah, probably one of the biggest takeaways is that AI and the new technology is here, right? There's no going backwards in time or technology. So you have to accept and learn to really like live with what's going to be the future.
Yeah.
And
Well,
try
be
and
a
see
part
the,
of shaping
yeah,
the right way to do it. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it, but just be a part of shaping that.
yeah,
Whether that's getting involved in your local politics or just being a good human or being a good citizen and a good steward of the things like that. Like, I'm really into like organic, sustainable gardening. I'm gonna have a robot mower and I'm gonna have an organic, sustainable garden.
yeah,
Like, I don't spray my lawn with chemicals,
yeah.
okay? But I'm gonna have a lithium battery running across my
Your lawn. Yeah,
lawn, because I think that that's the best way for me to manage the life that I have there with it. And there's going to be different things that will shape that. Now, I used to be a guy who's had my lawn sprayed,
hmm,
but I like bees because I want my garden to be good, and we
yeah.
need bees. So it's a lot of questions as to be answers. I'm going to make mistakes that my kids will have to fix, and they're going to have to make mistakes that my grandkids will have to fix. And
Right.
it'll
Yeah.
that is the human story.
Yeah.
So, hey, thanks for joining us on Hawktail Hour here at Astoria. We like to talk about all sorts of cool things around tech. And if you're thinking about what am I supposed to do with my computer and these big expensive things, I'd love to see your comments about that. So comment below your questions, and we'll try to answer them again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm Roman. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.